This week in the internet, the search will talk about all the topics missed during the week. And first up, we have Assassin's Creed Shadows. This game has stirred a lot of controversy, and for multiple reasons. The first reason is the main character, who is named Yasuke. People are upset that it is a black samurai. And there's two reasons people are upset. One, because it's a black samurai, let's be honest. That is definitely a reason some people are upset. And two, because the historical accuracy is under question. Basically, the argument is Yasuke was a retainer and not a real samurai, so why is he a main character in Assassin's Creed? And I wish I had a concrete answer of a retainer was a samurai, but the Wikipedia page has been edited so many times that I really just couldn't tell you. Like, seriously, it's been multiple times an hour since this announcement. Now, personally, I don't really care. I only care if the game is good or not. And since it's Ubisoft, I'm leaning on it probably not being good. It's a Ubisoft game. When have they made something that's good in the last, I don't know, 10 years? Like, if you're gonna be worried about the game, just be worried about the game because it's Ubisoft making it. And there was one other controversy related to this game that did get cleared up. It was related to it always being online, and people have grown to hate that, especially from Ubisoft, who recently just closed down a game called The Crew that was always online. So people really didn't want this to be the case with Assassin's Creed, because in 10 years time, they would probably just turn off the servers. So Ubisoft cleared it up, and you only have to be online to install the game. I still think they should be able to deliver all of it on a disc, but you know, it is what it is. I haven't seriously gotten into an Assassin's Creed game since Black Flag, so I'm not super invested in this series anymore. I honestly just think it got boring, and I don't see this game being much different. I'm still surprised this many people care about Assassin's Creed. I just don't have much hope for it. But I could be wrong. Maybe the game will be really good. I hope it is, but it's Ubisoft. What do you think is gonna happen? It's gonna be bad. And next up, we have GTA 6 officially coming out in fall of 2025. That is if you're on console, because this will most definitely be coming out in PC in like 2027, which sucks. But yeah, Rockstar is probably really pissed at those leakers because, yeah, they were gonna announce this game not too far off from when it was leaked, which sucks. But hopefully GTA 6 is good, and hopefully it doesn't require modding or buying shark cards to play, because the current GTA is impossible to play legitimately. Like, if you want to play that game legitimately and not buy anything or get mods, you have to play like it was your job 8 hours a day to do anything. It is ridiculous. And next up, we have the King Charles painting, which you might have seen by now, but if you haven't, here it is. And it makes him look evil. It makes him look like an evil dictator or an Elden Ring boss or a Dark Souls boss. It doesn't make him look like a good person. So I don't know why they made this. I don't know the exact process of how they do this, but it looks like he wasn't very happy with it when it was revealed. I think he knew as well people are gonna think he's evil. Like, imagine you were shown this painting and you were told it was a king from 300 years ago. You would have assumed that guy was evil. And next up, we have Google deleting a $125 billion pension fund's data. Yeah, so Google just accidentally deleted a $125 billion pension fund account's data. Luckily, they had a second backup of all the data, because if Google just deleted it and that was it, they would be actually screwed. But Google said this was not a result of a cyber attack, and it was just actually just them doing it by accident. It was a once-in-a-lifetime issue, apparently, which is not really reassuring when you're using data backup. Like, that's the whole point of using data backup. It's to back up my data. The pension fund account is fine, but Google might have issues in the future, because I don't know who would trust a company that lost this much important data for seemingly no reason. And next up, we have the Marvel Rivals drama. It's basically just Marvel Overwatch. But I've also heard in the NDA a lot of streamers signed you can't say the game is bad, which is never a good sign. If your game's NDA says you can't talk bad about the game, I'm going to assume it's bad, because why else would it be there? I will say I talked to Strixo about the game. You know Strixo, the guy who uploads once every 2 months, and he's actually played it, and he doesn't have a stupid NDA he signed. He said the game is actually good, but I've told him that I don't believe him because it says you can't say it's bad in the NDA. So, my opinion is that it's probably bad because it says so in the NDA, and then his opinion is that it's fun to play. I personally just don't trust it. I think they're gonna do something on launch that makes the game unplayable and bad. I just don't trust the publisher. And there's a premium currency in the game, and I'm expecting that when this game actually releases, they're gonna make that premium currency super hard to get without spending money. That's happened before in similar kind of games. I don't know. I just don't trust major publishers right now. I'm in a very anti-major publisher state of mind. So anytime I hear anything about a major publisher, I just assume they're gonna mess it up somehow, because that's what they've been doing for the last decade, and I'm really tired of giving them any credit at all. And next up, we have a Fallout and Fortnite collab. That is pretty much all the knowledge I have about this. It's coming soon, and we don't know anything else. And next up, the portal that was connecting Dublin, Ireland and New York, New York has been shut down. And the main reason it got shut down is apparently because somebody flashed the portal, which I actually don't know if that's the main reason, because there was a lot of stuff that was put in the portal. One of them was 9/11, and that was Ireland showing it to New York, because why it wouldn't be the other way around. And I thought that was really funny. Like, actually, that was funny, because the Irish are not known for peace. They've had a lot of situations you could just throw right back at them. But the portal is a neat idea. I don't really see why it should have been shut down over that, honestly. I think it's an overreaction. And it's like, yeah, of course that was gonna happen. Are you brain dead? again, but maybe assuming that wouldn't happen wasn't that much hopeful thinking, because there's a portal that connected Lithuania and a Polish city, and I haven't seen an incident of someone, putting something terrible up on the portal, so maybe it's just an American-Irish problem. I will say that would make sense. Both cultures are known for being a little bit brash. It'll probably be back up soon, and if it's not, oh well, it wasn't that big of a loss. Next up, we have the North Carolina Senate voting to ban masks for health reasons, and this just has to be the stupidest thing I've ever seen in my life. Like, you have to be a bona fide moron to think that this is a good idea. First of all, this goes against the whole freedom of speech argument they had to begin with of it's my freedom not to wear a mask. Okay, if I want to wear one, I can do that then. This is stupid, first off. And then second of all, what? If someone has cancer or they're immunocompromised, they can't wear a mask? That's ridiculous. Now, to be clear, this hasn't been passed yet. This is not in law. It has to go through one more voting process, and then the governor has to sign it in. But still, this is really dumb. And North Carolina, you should probably think about what you want to be doing in the future, because people are not going to move to your dumb state if you do this kind of stuff, okay? Like, you're going to have like 10% of the nut jobs who thought masks gave you HIV or something moving to your state. You don't even want them. They don't pay taxes. They can't afford to. But yeah, this is dumb. And if you think this is a good idea, you are a bona fide moron. If you support this bill, I think you are fucking stupid. And next up, we have Sony finally making a PS2 emulator for the PS5 and PS4. It took them long enough. The PS5 has had this meme for a while where it has no games. And now you get all the PS2 games. You should be able to play some PS2 titles starting around June 11th, but that date might change because this isn't necessarily confirmed yet. This is a leak, but people are pretty confident that this will happen eventually. It's more of a question of will it be June 11th or later. So we'll have to wait and see. And next up, we have Sony not learning their lesson with the PSN requirements for Ghost of Tsushima. So if you remember a little bit ago, Helldivers 2 had a PSN requirement, and it blew up in their face. It was not a good look for Sony. But Sony's still planning on releasing PSN to all their games on the PC. So now if you want to play Ghost of Tsushima, you also have to have a PSN account connected. And this has resulted in a lot of negative reviews for the PC version. And it's not nearly as bad as the Helldivers 2 controversy. At this point in time, it's actually currently at mostly positive. It's probably because Steam is now enforcing this giant banner above the add to cart button that says PlayStation Network is required to play online. So I'm glad that warning is at least there. The PSN requirement is kind of stupid though. I really don't understand why. Because if Sony starts charging people to play online in their games, I'm just never going to play a Sony game on PC. I'm not paying for online. It has been a scam ever since it was invented. I'm not going to buy into it. On the console, sure. You win there, okay? I have no other option on a console. But on the PC, I'm going to play one of the other 800 games I own. You're not getting me with that. And next up, we have Reddit signing a deal with OpenAI to allow OpenAI to use Reddit to train their AI models. So yeah, Reddit is selling all your data to OpenAI. So keep that in mind whenever you're using Reddit. I personally don't know what's going to happen with this. It could be really good for OpenAI, but it also could make ChatGPT really stupid. It might start saying things like, "Thank you for the gold, kind stranger." I am personally not a fan of how common this has become, of just selling user data for AI stuff. This used to be kind of controversial, but now everyone's doing it, and most people seem to not care. But I think that's pretty much because a lot of people don't understand it. For example, every time you send OpenAI a message, you're training ChatGPT. You are giving it data to use to train. And now Reddit is going to be used as data. So your comments on Reddit or your post might just be used to train ChatGPT. But yeah, I'm not happy about this, but what are you going to do? I'm not Reddit. I can't do anything about it. And next up, we have BigMode, Video Game Donkey's publisher, releasing Animal Well. And I have only heard good things about Animal Well. I have not played it, but I have heard it is fantastic and that BigMode did a really good job in promoting and picking this game. And I just want to say to all the people who looked at Donkey starting a publishing studio and thought he was insane, why are you in this industry? You shouldn't have a job here. I am actually confused in how you thought this would just be an utter failure. Publishing is mostly just being a YouTuber. If you want to publish a game, what do you need? Money and promotion. Oh, look at that. Donkey has all of those. Like, maybe I'm missing something and I'm the stupid one, but from what I understand, publishers just exist to get your game places and to give you money to make the game and to promote it. That's their only job. So in what world do you think a YouTuber couldn't do that? Especially when they review games. Like, did you think that, like, the Ubisoft CEO is a better guy? Better guy for the job? Really? But congrats to BigMode, congrats to Animal Well, and congrats to Donkey for having a successful launch. I am still shocked people thought this wouldn't work out. I really don't know how they thought that. Like, sure, being skeptical is one thing, but a lot of people were insisting it was going to fail. And to all those people that insisted this was going to fail, why are you in this industry? I don't think you should be here. And next up, I was on a show called Off the Meds. You should go watch it. It's a funny video. I'll leave a link down below as well as at the end screen, so you should click those down, like, subscribe, and new, and have a good one.